I'm happy y'all could take the time out, talk, kind of chop up a little bit, and really just be in a dialogue for real. I know we all kind of vaguely know of each other, and it's just nice to just start opening up communication between all of us, and not kind of just stay in our tribes, our friend groups, and kind of see the vastness of the DMV through the eyes of like people like y'all for real, who really have been in your journey, in your path, been very fortunate to have it do really well, and sky's the limit for all, for everybody in here, to be honest. So, I mean, Jeff, you could talk about yourself a little bit before we get started. The call is a little short, it's a little 30-minute jump, so we might have to just keep that in mind when we're fleshing our thoughts out. But yeah, Jeff, you can talk a little bit. We can get into it.
Um, when we had this idea of just bringing creatives together, we didn't want it to be another group of just a circle of vanity. People talking about how great life is, how great the industry is, their own respective industries, and just faking for real. We wanted a group of people who were going to be honest and transparent, specifically from the DMV, to show other people here that we're not crabs in a barrel, that we're not uh, behind or under a New York or Miami or things like that. We can actually breathe life into each other, and that's really the whole point of this. Is it's nothing. We're not doing anything too different. Just different for us. You know what I mean? This isn't normal for our area, so we want to make it normal.
Mm. Nah,
Thousand.
nah, for real. Nah, I just really want to give everybody their flowers because, Amal, Nast, Shola, like y'all really, people look up to y'all. I know we so busy in our routine of what we got to do. We
Yeah,
try to
that's
level
it.
up all the
Yeah.
time. And it's like, people kind of compliment us, they say a lot of great things about us, and we're kind of like, okay, thank you. And then it's like on to the next. And sometimes to really like sit there with the flowers people really give you, and like sometimes it feels like a bucket list. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, cool. They fuck with me. All right, it's cool, whatever. And you're not appreciating it as much. And I feel like a lot of times the dialogue helps, just knowing where everybody else at, how does everybody else tackling it and stuff like that. So I think the first thing I want to start off at is like how much does like the DMV, like do you carry that with you when you go around, like, oh, how do you feel about the DMV scene? Like, are you proud of where you from? Do you like when you around, like, yeah, I'm from DC. Like, yeah, I'm from Maryland, and like stuff is great over there. We have a history of like people coming up from here and kind of slighting us, or just saying like, oh yeah, back home is just da 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 da. I don't want to name names, but it is something that still is happening where people don't want to, say great things about back home. So how was being from where you're from actually like propelled you or helped you in any way? Um, yeah, whoever's got something for that right now. I mean, Nas, you can open it up. I
Yeah,
know.
I would say for me, it's motivating me. I feel like specifically because I'm in Moco, um, like my rap peers or the ones that most people look up to on this level are in DC, PG for the most part. They get a lot of the shine.
Yeah.
But like with me being in Moco, we just naturally get overlooked. So it's always been like this underdog mentality that has pushed me to these, limits that I feel like I needed to be at anyway. So I
Mm-hmm.
look at it like I let it motivate me. You feel me? We
Right.
definitely get slighted, but it's like I use it as a superpower, damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same on that with that. It's like I think also it's just that much better when you see somebody else actually be proud and rep it too. Like
Mhm.
well, I remember when I first heard Junie be like, "Yeah, like I'm from the county, like I made it out the county." You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that on a big scale was like, "Yo, nobody from our area was even Wale back in the day wasn't even trying to claim nothing, bro. Like
Right.
that's how bad it was. Like
Mm-hmm.
so to see that change and see someone like take a stand and be like, all right, bet, like, nah, this we doing shit over here. We got shit over here, and there's so many people." from Moco specifically that are like in this industry doing insane stuff, bro. And
Yeah.
like you would never know, but nobody from them, especially older generations, ever want to like really jack that until they find out you from Moco or some shit, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think in general, just underdog mentality and the chip on our shoulder. I think that's what a lot of people carry when they go to other
Hmm.
places and
Yeah.
Hmm.
have to, you know, move in a certain way. And yeah, like I don't know. I experienced that definitely living in New York too.
Mm. Shola, what you got to say on that?
I was always so proud to be like, I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. I don't know. I've my experience back home, especially traveling and just being in New York and then being in LA, like I think the DMV is like there's no other place like it. It's very special. And beginning of my career and just my journey, there's always like the one person from Maryland who's doing the big thing or doing the award show. So, but that one person always stood out. They always were like overshining everybody. So I always felt very proud to be from Maryland. And when I'm talking to people, a lot of people don't know Maryland, so it just feels like I get to put it on the map in such a special way because it's a very niche place if you think about it. I mean, there are so many different types of archetypes and aesthetics of people there, and I'm just so proud. But then also, I understand what people would want to kind of hide it just because of it being small. It's not really known for art, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
since we are the pioneers of that, I get to be that reference point. So I just feel so honored to be like, I found Silver Spring. They're like, what's that? I'm like, the suburbs. County, like suburbs, like Montgomery
Yeah.
County, like, especially looking like myself, they expect me to be from like the South or like New York. Like, no, I'm from Maryland. So it just feels
Right.
sweet to like, break people's ideas of like what a place should look like.
Mm. Mm. Great
Just
answer,
gotta drop
everybody.
the Dave Chappelle every time, bro. I'm from where Dave Chappelle from, bro.
Come on.
Right.
You get no better than that. Like, come on.
They
For
gonna know
real.
that
Yeah.
nigga.
So everybody is, whether you're established, whether you're, not where you want to be, but on the rise. How important is the company you keep, from where you're from and then on the way to where you're going? How important are those people that you have with you?
Vocally.
Making or breaking you, bro.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Charlotte.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Certainty.
I making or breaking you, but personally, I think I always tell people this, you have to be so radically unaware in order to get where you're going. And I mean that I do believe that ignorance is bliss in the sense of like
Mm.
when I was so into my craft because I just loved to dance and I love performing art. So it didn't really matter at the time who was around me. So like you could speak deaf and I wouldn't even know you're speaking deaf because I'm so into my vision. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Hmm.
I remember I'm Nigerian, so like I'm the first to do something like this. And I remember I had an uncle that I still love to this day, and he was telling me that like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, I want to be a dancer, like a kid, just like big eyes. And he was like, dance is a hobby. And I remember just like looking at him, and I was just like, all right, back to dance class I go. Like you have to have that
Right.
radical, just like something's for me. And sometimes I doubt if a thing is for a person if they don't have that,
Hmm.
because
Mhm.
that's just me. That's just
Facts.
me. I know that's not always the case to get to a place of success, but in regards to people, I believe if something is really for you, no one can genuinely derail you and like plant a thought. But when you get to the next level to scale that, that's when it really gets like crazy because you're more susceptible to the ideas and the garden, which is your mind, and making
Hmm.
sure like you start to trust people, and you feel like people are wiser than you, so you want to take that in and kind of like apply it. But I think it goes back to like self trust of like not necessarily to be prideful, but to understand that like you have your way of doing things because it's unique to start a new thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
I
And if it
resonate with
feels
that.
good, you shouldn't question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're wrong, then you learn something new.
Hmm.
Facts.
Big facts.
That's that mindset you need is being relentless.
Hmm.
Telling you.
Yeah, man.
Unwavering faith. Like it's literally that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Nash, you want to go?
Yeah, the question was how important is it like the people that surround you, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. I I feel like right now that's so like in my face with our team. We
Yeah,
talk about this all the time. Like,
just talking
just
about it.
you feel me? Literally, my man Pip right here. What, like 4 months ago, bro? You decided you want to DJ? 6 months. 6 months. He looked up one day like, bro, I'm about to DJ. Starts coming in here every day.
Hmm.
Using, as a matter of fact, how do I turn this? He starts playing with this every day. Now he's getting booked. Like
That's
he's a
all
real
right.
DJ that you can book. He
That's,
inspires me. Jeff inspires me. Bees inspires me. Zach inspires me. Kel inspires me. Like everybody that's in the core group has their own unique talents that inspire me to, keep going. And then I feel like just when it gets hard on me and you can look to your neighbor and be like, damn, he still has his head up, or he still, has a
Hmm.
like-minded way about himself. It's like the support, like it's like priceless. Like you can't even pay for this shit. Like super important, bro. Like I love y'all, man. But
For real.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
nah, yeah. Um, People around you definitely are hella important, man. Like I'm in a group of two guys that are like in their early 40s, you know what I mean? Been doing this like music stuff, DJing stuff like while I was still in elementary school. So it's like when I having them around me is like my older brothers, but also like they kept me out of so much goddamn trouble, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, especially being in like Europe and in the club world and stuff, and like also just like learning how to move in those kind of spaces as a black person, bro. Like, without them, bro, I probably would have hit my head a lot more times.
Mm,
Hmm.
But
mm,
company is everything, definitely. I think also like when you live in other places and you still connect with the same people that like know you, not know the version of you that maybe moved over to this place or, just started doing the music shit or whatever, but like you still got those people in your life that like known you, that also keeps you grounded in a way that like will remind you to kind of keep a sense of self, and you can always lean on those kind of people too to just like check in and be like, hey, bro, am I tripping right now? Like, let me know. Like, because
For real.
everybody need one of them, you know.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that get to a certain point just in entertainment, and that's an unforgiving world. It's like they lose their sense of reality in a lot of ways, and that's
Hmm.
very easy to do. It's very easy to kind of just like fall into a new group of people, not have the kind of people that keep you at, grounded in a way, and then just lose sight of everything that you were doing this for, you know.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
for real.
that's that's facts. Because me and Jeff, we talk about how, especially in this world, we got to all use social media. Either way, you can't even, to some degree, how you use it is up to you. I guess there's an art in that, but in some way, you have to have a relationship with it. So I think one thing me and Jeff talk about, we definitely want to touch upon with everybody is like, what is your relationship with social media now? Now you're at this point of your career, and is like how maybe how's that changed from since the beginning? Because like we was all in school when social media came out, when Instagram came out, and maybe at that point it was all fun and games. I was posting memes 10 times a day. I didn't even care. They weren't even funny. I was just throwing them up because that's what I was just using it for. But I know now we're all kind of like, okay, this is like feeding me. Like this is gonna feed my family. This is gonna be an infrastructure in my life that I can maybe pass down, and social media is gonna be a part of that. So maybe Shola, if you want to start just your relationship with social media and how that's grown and where you're at with it now.
It has changed tremendously. I also was not a meme girl, but I mean, my nickname is the Soul T Soul. So, like, very soulful, sharing what's on my heart, how I feel about things. Did we break up? Da 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 da. Like, very girl coded. But like now, like one, I'm about to be 30 in 2 years. I mean, not only is it for business, it's also a sense of maturity of like, is it safe for me to share my private life publicly now? And if you have a goal for public fame to be seen, to be visible, there is they call it what, media training. There is an idea
Hmm.
of is it safe for myself, for my family to be posting in real time, to be posting the studio that I go to every day? Like, people, technology is so vast that people are able to find your physical location, which is a threat to my physical safety. So those are things that I never thought about before. Like when I would travel and post like everything, my flight, this, I'm like, oh, I never really thought about that. And I didn't have to now, but now that my goals are to be visible and to be here, it is something that I've taken into account. And that has made it a bit more deafening in the sense of like not as fun. But in order for me to continue, like as a man thinketh, so is he. So this year has been a struggle for me to be on it just because it doesn't feel as fun. Like everything about me is about whimsy, but I think it's been beautiful because I understand that it's a tool, use it as such and leave it alone. If I don't have anything positive to say on social media, then there's nothing to be said. It's just because we understand the what it can do for our lives and that it is a resource and it has been a blessing, whether it's something that I like or not. Whether the numbers are up or not, it's a resource for me and I'm going to have to use it. So why would I complain about it? You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I have to actively verbally affirm like what do I like about the app rather than what I don't like about it. Like, to keep showing up because my ego is like, this post didn't get enough likes. This is crazy. But at the end of the day, like my feed is beautiful. Like my life is amazing. The art I make is so alluring to me. And I have to keep reminding myself because I am human and I do see the differences within seasons and that's okay. But in order to stay the course and stay consistent, and consistency isn't really every day, it's just the consistency to stick to your vision. And my
Hmm.
vision does entail being a public figure, which is through social media. You know what I mean? So
Right.
keep mental hygiene within myself so I can keep showing up and not take it personal, not attach my worth to a thing when it comes to numbers and metrics, which are important to me now, which they weren't before, because it shows to see what's working, what's actually, what are people actually connecting with. You got to take all it in. But I just, as an observer, like, you know what I mean? Just to
Hmm.
observe, I have to split it like that, especially because I'm very sensitive to everything. So I love social media now. I think it's awesome, and I get to like really use it with precision now, and that makes me excited to see how I go in the future.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can tell by the
Right.
way you put it too that you're having more fun with it.
Yeah, because
Right.
I don't know, like
Yeah.
it's our resume, like you know what I mean. Like
Right.
Mhm.
when I'm just like nobody cares like what I have for breakfast, like you know what I mean. I like, and if I
No,
really
same.
want to share that,
They
like
might care.
they might, and
Never know.
like it's my private. I want privacy as well. Like, and if it's like, it don't have to be social, it don't have to be Instagram. It could be TikTok. It could be Pinterest. It could be my own
Hmm.
photo album. It doesn't have to be that. That's also an ego thing too. Like, it needs to be this account on Instagram. It could be anything. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
Yeah. Very articulate, Shola. That was very good. And I guess you was talking, I just thought about how I really like this idea, you and Hunch are doing, Jeff Hunch. It's because like I'll be thinking these things and be thinking I'm the only one going through it mentally.
mm-mm.
When you hear someone like express it in such depth, it's like, okay. Like I'm
Hmm.
not tweaking. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I feel like me and Hunch also have these conversations almost weekly at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just where the shit is going with social media. What was the one we were talking about the other day? Like group influence or something like that too, and like how that like just affects people seeing other things do well and they want to latch on to that. You know what I mean? Even if
Hmm.
they don't know the person or relate to the post, if they see a post doing well, they'll just like be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck with this too."
That's
And just
great.
like the psychology behind like where social media is changing within our like adult life is just like wild to me. And so like having to manage it from a business perspective is always a weird line for me to walk, especially just like having to promote events and like always have to like post flyers or or like promote this party or promote this song or do whatever and I don't know, I still struggle with that balance, I think sometimes definitely.
Kind of like what you said, Shoulder, too. It's about having a good relationship with your ego because it can be very, very easy to get caught up in the numbers and oh, this post did well, this didn't. Are they gonna like this? When at the end of the day, fuck them. Did you like it?
Simple.
Did you love it?
That's it.
Yeah, real shit, real shit,
For
real shit,
real.
real shit.
Anything
It's just
you
easier
put on
said
that
than done,
I
but that is how you should move.
for sure.
Yeah.
real shit.
So I guess my next question, you kind of set it up perfect, was how has your ego protected you, and then how has your ego betrayed you in your respective lines of work?
Nigga, this is gonna be an hour conversation. That question, nigga, we got 5 minutes left. You can't even open that can. That's crazy.
Nah, for real. Like my stomach hurt off that one.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So we might save that for a part two. That was a deep question.
yeah, that's
I'm not gonna lie, I missed that whole question because I went through a dead zone, bro. Like,
Hey, I didn't even say it. You don't even
right,
gotta
I
right.
you
say,
gotta worry about it.
say like,
Yeah, hunch.
Like
uh,
like a good closer. Okay. I would say maybe like for everybody, like, is there a made it? And
Oh, that's crazy. Because wait, where did I show that? I seen a clip of you talking about this. I don't know if it's I don't know where I seen this, but you were like, you said like the journey is the thing.
Yes, yes,
Where'd
yes.
you say that at?
I said on Instagram, my
I don't
story.
know. I don't know why.
Oh, on
Like,
TikTok too. I did on both.
do I not follow you?
On
Track.
Instagram.
I don't know how I don't follow you. Okay, well, I follow you now, and
Okay.
I saw it on. Definitely saw it. But yeah, what you said was so profound. I was like, God damn, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I be preaching, bro. To answer your question, it's like I really believe the journey, everything that we're going through right now, the emotions, the people you meet, the hard times, the ups, like all of it is the dream. Like
Yeah.
there was a
Mhm,
time where we was sitting back thinking about doing some of these things. Like don't ever let that go over your head where you feel like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, nigga. There was what you're doing right now. You were dreaming of it at some point, even on this scale. So I think it's the journey. I think made it is.
Effective.
I don't think it's a real such thing.
yeah.
You feel me?
I
Because
agree.
I
I was gonna say
think the
that. Yeah.
goalposts gonna always move. Like so, I think it's more like just being content with how far you've come and knowing, like acknowledging, like what it took for you to get wherever you are, bro. And I think it's the journey.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I think made it is just peace of mind and security. Like the peace of
That's
mind to be
it.
able to be like, all right, I'm good, or like my family good, or you know, there's no, I think when we're younger, we go through the risk of instability a lot more. Especially in our early 20s and shit like that. Like we'll be willing to take that risk of like, all right, even if this doesn't work, I might be broke as hell, bro, and like I might have to trap it out for a couple of months, whatever the fuck. Blah, blah, blah. But like I think made it to me is just like having the ability and freedom to just do what I want and act on an idea when I want to and not have those
Mhm,
limitations
Facts.
involved.
I totally agree with that. Definitely an idea of making it. You can have your goals, I think. And sure, maybe you didn't make
Yeah.
a physical goal, but I was saying that in regards to that video that Nate was talking about, like um, being able to wake up daily and choose an authentic path to you that feels exciting, exhilarating, and not from a place of like a trauma personality or fear or because you feel like you have to do it because you need to make money. I think that is something that feels so yummy about life. And a lot of us
mhm,
don't do that. And even some people look at creatives like they're living the dream. A lot of people are pursuing a path out of fear or out of the idea of lack. You know what I mean? So getting to a place of like, I'm choosing music, I'm choosing this path, I'm choosing to be in corporate because that's my desire. That is, you made it, babe.
mhm.
For sure.
For real.
Yeah, you good, hunch? It was good.
Shit. Yeah. We good for now. Yeah, we know that.
Now
We
it's
know that
crazy.
Fun.
we good. It just sucks. I'm gonna be real. Like when me and Jeff thought about this, like I wanted to do this in person, like at a whole like stage. You know what I mean? Like that was like the original idea. but we're like, let's just keep it chill. Let's do it online. And kind of just see how the format's gonna go. But like, no, I really appreciate y'all because this could easily have been like a 2 hour thing, and we got shit to do. I ain't gonna lie. We all life is life, and we all doing
For
stuff. But
sure.
now I really appreciate everybody for throwing down and sharing your wisdom and like, yeah, just sometimes just to say something like we're all just like vessels for expression and creativity, and so with all of us doing what we're doing, like people come to us for whatever. Oh, we got 10 minutes. But yeah, so I guess shit, if we got 10 minutes. I will say this. Um, Zoom looked out. I'm not gonna lie. They just gave me a little something. So I'll say this. We'll end it on a DMV note, just because I think that's important. Yesterday I had a conversation, and she was telling me how she just wished more of her friends rooted for her, and she just wished that the DMV was a place that when people are creative or people are entrepreneurial or wherever that may be, they wish that people around them would root for her more, or there'd be more enthusiasm from the people around you. And I think we live in a world where strangers actually help us the most. The people that we don't know, or it is like people from you meet them once and they're your biggest supporters, and that's something that's really common in a lot of creative avenues. So I think for y'all, like, how much do y'all expect people from the DMV to be your biggest supporters? Do y'all expect like, oh, because I'm from here, my most of the people that will really take me to where I want to go will be the people around me, will be my community. So like, what do you actually expect from the community around you? Like, have you let go of wanting something from home, or what is your relationship with like home, I guess, and the dynamic with people here?
I think the idea of wanting is an exception. Me accepting that I do not have. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You don't
Mhm,
need it. You just don't need it. Like
mhm,
if you are
Yeah.
so radically in love with what you love to do, you don't even pay attention. This idea of flow state when you're
mhm,
just doing the craft, you don't need it. And I think we've been hearing this conversation circulate so much social media. My friends, that's a principle in the law of the land. A prophet is without honor in his own hometown.
mhm,
People
Mm.
won't celebrate you until they see something to celebrate. And I mean, we are not our favorite artists because they're excellent, and they're excellent because they were able to grow over time. Whether we saw them on stage or we saw them on SoundCloud, there was an idea and it connected to us because we all have different journeys. You know what I mean? We all have different pains and people speak on that. So when it comes to coming to your friends, we have a lot of us call our friends, our acquaintances friends, right? Like a lot of us don't even have like actual
Yeah.
friendship. So it's an idea of feeling you need a crowd when you just need to love what you're doing. And that comes with the true honesty of like, if I'm looking for, because also too, like I think Tyler the Creator said this too, like he had an album that came out and it didn't do well. And he was like, it just wasn't good work. And people don't understand, like sometimes you don't make good stuff for people to want to clap for you just yet. Like you have to be real, like
Yeah.
you're just starting out, like it's actually quite mediocre, but not because you are, it's because you're learning the craft. So as you continue to strike it, you'll get better and people will come. Because at the end of the day,
mhm,
like I'm not going to invest or pay for something that isn't excellent. And it just is what it is. Just like we don't put our music out if it's not great. And I think we kind of
mhm,
forget the idea that we are human. We like things that are beautiful. We like things that are excellent. No one wants to put in time and a currency that will never get back. You can make more money any day, but my attention, my time, if I give you my eyes, my mind, that's something that starts to come within my actual being. Like, I don't want to just give that anywhere. And I think if you're going to do it for a job, you have to understand that, like, do good work, love your work, and your people will flock to you. You can't curate that. And if you do, it never
mhm,
lasts, right? So that is my advice for anybody with the hometown tip. Like, the hometown will
Yeah.
celebrate you whether they're talking about it or not, because that's something that they're probably afraid to do. And no shade, no tea to anybody, but that's just part of the process, you know what I mean? But we are just
mhm.
living the dream because we're doing what we love.
mm.
Right.
And it might not be there yet either. Like that's what I experienced was like being in electronic music in America already, it took a while for it to kind of hit a level that was acceptable in a normal sense. So all of our support and a lot of our early gigs and just like listeners, whatever, like the whole thing was coming from Europe and Asia and places outside of America, not let alone the DMV, you know. So
Right.
I think
Right.
sometimes when you're just on a creative tip and it just hasn't hit. And sometimes it takes a time for like people to catch on to it, but you'll find your tribe. But yeah, you got to just be okay with like maybe being a couple years ahead of what everybody got going on right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I completely have like forgot about the idea of wanting, like yearning for the support. Kind of how Shola said, like that just means you would you say you don't have it? It's confirming that you don't have it, right? Yeah. Like I feel like I'm not
Yeah.
tripping on that. I'm not. I'm more focused on what I can do. What am I doing to
So
help me move
yeah.
forward? Like I'm not trying to put my career in anyone else's hands. Like of course I need the people and the support, but in the midst of it on a day to day, I'm focused on what I can do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
for real.
only one way to think about it. It has to be not in like a egotistical way or like super selfish, but you do have to kind of uh, grow that thick skin and do it because you want to do it, or sometimes just do it because it's the right thing to do, whether people are with it or not. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, damn. Yeah, I feel good after that question because it's like, so again, this is like speaking to internal shit. You know what I mean? It's like we all post, everybody see y'all in your element, but sometimes I think what's important about dialogue and why, you know, having us all speak is that people want to see what's in our heart and how we're actually coping with this. Because it's like, that's why people never start. Because it's like, oh, nah, this is too overwhelming. Like, nah, I can't handle the pressure. I can't handle, like, you know, Shola talk about, you know, Tyler, like, I don't look like I'm trying. I don't want to look like I'm pushing myself. I don't want to look like I'm really going through the motions. And I feel like when you speak honestly, especially online, people are like, oh, damn, they're really trying. Like, they really care and they're really trying. So I appreciate y'all because y'all are not only do y'all care and y'all are trying, y'all are doing it. So like that's why, you know, we curated this the way we did. I definitely will say one. I mean, if I can get like everybody to say one thing you would tell to somebody else doing exactly what you're doing. Like literally, you meet someone, it's like, oh yeah, I'm exactly from where you're from, and I'm doing exactly what you do. Like you would say one thing to them in passing. So, yeah. So you know, Nas or Amal or Shola.
Right.
Hmm. That's a good question. I feel like right now I would say learn yourself, figure out exactly who you're, you know, who you want to be and don't lose sight of it. Because I feel like that helps you navigate your decisions, that helps you navigate your creative process, really understanding like who you are as a individual, but also a brand and honing in on that and unapologetically being yourself because nobody could be you the way you can. So I feel like we all have our own superpowers, but until you really look yourself in the mirror, spend some time alone, you know, think about these questions, you're kind of just going with the flow. So I would say just lock in on whoever it is you know in your heart you want to be and take it from there.
Oh yeah. Shola, what you think, man?
Only thing that comes to mind is love. Just radically, relentlessly, passionately, sloppily, just love what you do with the greatest, deepest passion. And somehow, some way, the world just disappears and it's just you. And you'll look up and you'll be like, damn, look at everything I've done. Just
Mm.
love is such a powerful source and energy, you know? So that's my biggest piece for anybody.
Hmm. What you
Oh,
thinking, Amal? Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I said something earlier, but I think it broke up. But I was just saying, break all the fucking rules, man. Just
Yeah.
every single one of them. Just don't matter what it was before, bro. If you're fire and like you believe in yourself, like Nat's talking about, be really like sit with yourself and understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to be, bro. Break all the rules, make something new, and that's it.
Mm,
That's what I'll tell them.
hell yeah.
Mm, shit, we
No,
got
for
time.
real.
1,000.
Nah, I think this shit should just randomly disappear soon. I think I'm gonna be real. Usually it's just sudden. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised we still got
Uh,
seconds.